Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. It's Bro and I out today, and Bro's using his Air Arms S410 and 22 caliber, launching his favourite pellet in that rifle, the Webley Power Pal. And I shall be using my firearms rated Theban Rapid in .20 caliber. And out of this rifle, I should be launching the Crossburn Premier pellet. It goes so well. We're up at first light. It's an overcast morning. The weather's supposed to be quite good. We put this other feeder in a nearby little wood, and Bro's decided to shoot it. We've seen the level dropping, so we've decided to go on an expedition to the woods. I'll start you off with Bro. I will admit, before we go any further, we didn't get much footage here, and you can see the squirrel, the one and only squirrel that stopped for him, didn't go on the feeder. A few have ran through far too quickly for Bro to get the camera on it. And this one looks like it's doing the same. He doesn't bother to try and track it with his camera because he's going to track it with his scope cam. It's carrying something, which you'll see in a minute what it is. You can hear the beep of the camera. There's quite a few sticks in the way. And he's lining up on it and waiting for the opportune moment. And then just as it sticks its head up, takes it with a shot. Quick look to see if it's gone. This is what you could see from the scope cam view. Like I said, a lot of sticks in the way. This squirrel seems to be on a mission. It's got something in its mouth. Looks like it's trying to bury it. I would have taken a guess at a hazelnut or something. And it is in fact a conker. A very expensive conker. For this squirrel, that is. Never really knew before this point that they ate conkers. There's plenty of other things to eat, like hazelnuts, sweet chestnuts and the like. This one's obviously raiding the larder and moving them around, and of course the ones it doesn't eat grow into new trees. Bro sat there for quite a few hours, and that's all he got. He had a few run through, too quick to get the camera on, which is quite disappointing considering the way the level in the feeder's been dropping. As you can see, it's over to the right of the feeder. Didn't move much, that one. Might have to take a closer look later on. See all the blood on the floor. Bled out quite well. You can see the conker wedged in its jaws. Didn't have a chance to spit that one out. We've had rabbits before now shot. You can still see ivy leaves and bits of grass in their mouth. I would hazard a guess that this one bit down quite hard on that conker. We never knew what hit it anyway. So just a one for Bro. Over to me now, in the other wood. Wheat feeder. First light. I'm listening to the cacophony of birds. There's all sorts of birds awake and moving about. A lot of corvids around. Rooks, crows, jackdaws. Quite a lot of songbirds in this wood as well. That's my first visitor of the day. Squirrel on the side of the tree. The only trouble with this location is you're looking up a little narrow band of trees. You haven't got a very good view of the surrounding area. And the thought was at the time, this would be a good orientation to put it on, because the sun was sort of behind the hide, and also you'd walk in and just set up and look at the feeder. It has its downsides, and the big one is you can't see them approach, and if they kick to the side, you have to go to investigate if you can't get a second shot, or you can't see that the first shot was good. This one's making a bit of a meal of it. I'm not sure if it's seen the hide. There's a click of doom you could hear. Doesn't seem to have put it off. Decided everything's okay. and its belly's rumbling. That's more like it. Starting to look straight on at me, even though it looks on alert. I'm tracking it with a rifle. Just waiting for that opportune moment. If it sits anywhere still for long enough, it'll be in trouble. Just like that. The pellet's gone in one side of the head and out the other. It spasms for a second, drops to the ground, proceeds to have a thrash about. That's just nerves. Read the link in the description. I'm off Ted's channel explaining all about it, but as you can see the camera's on the left and I can't see it now. I can only see it from the right hand side of the hide. I can tell it's dead. Stop moving. All's good. I'll go back to filming the wildlife. No need to go out. We'll stick a second shot into it. As per usual, we managed to catch a robin on film. Always obliging they are. It's nice to see them. It sits there on the aluminium hopper. That's a free feed. I've turned the camera on now, because I have noticed there's a squirrel moving around to the left. So I've got the camera waiting for its arrival. I can see it out the right hand hole of the hide. I'm looking over to the left. I'm hedging my bets. It's going to dash in any moment and have something to eat. It seems to be messing about. I'm turning the camera now over to try to catch it on film through the sticks. I'm just about to see its tail go off to the left. And then it decides to come back. It's paying an awful lot of attention to the one on the floor. Just about to make it out there. I know it's dead, but this one's having a good look at it. And usually what happens is they have a look at one on the floor, they'll attack it, they'll sniff it, they'll do all sorts, but then they usually come to the feeder. This is what I thought's happening here. That's a good sniff of the feeder, and it ran up a tree then. I turned the camera off and had to turn it back on again as it came into view. I thought it was going to be one of those annoying runaway jobs. Now it's gone to the ground, gone off to the left again to look at the one on the floor. More than likely would have been an opportune moment to shoot it if it sat still, if I could see it properly. Which is unfortunate. So I turned the camera around, tried to pick it up again. The squirrel's behind that tree. The dead one, that is, the first one. The second one's around there somewhere. There we are, it's come back into view. Maybe this time. Hear the jay going mental in the background. As ever, it pays to be patient. It doesn't pay to shoot in a hurry. It'll only miss or wound. We don't want to do either of those things. It's better to let them go. You'll be pretty sure you'll get another shot of them eventually. That one's gone off to the right now. A little puff of annoyance there. Turn the camera on and off again. And Jay's still going mad in the background. There's a pair of them in this wood, at least, I can hear. In this wood, pheasants are reared. And Jays are known egg thieves along with the other corvids. And we do shoot the odd one in near here to keep the numbers down when opportunity presents itself. Some of the places we go to don't cause any problem and we don't shoot them. There's a magpie going daft in the background as well, along with the jays. There's obviously something going on. It sounds like it's behind me to my right. That's the only reason I turned the camera on here. It was intriguing me what was going on, but I couldn't break cover. So my primary aim in this wood is to shoot squirrels. If Mr. J or Mr. Magpie turn up, they'll be having a bit too. I have shot magpies and jays in this wood in the past. Still going at it. The camera's been off and on again. Maybe it's a territorial dispute, I don't know. There's a lot of noises heard from the hide. You not always see them. because you've got all the sides zipped up. We're usually sitting there for like 3 to 4 hours, so you hear quite a bit. This is what we want. Again, this squirrel's dashed in, not a care in the world, straight on the feeder and straight to feeding. Sat perfectly as the side shelf was designed to get it to do. Keeps turning its head back round. Click of doom there, not that it heard it. Still feeding happily, and headshot. Head pops straight back into the crosshairs then. Straight on headshot, pellet's gone in and out. I'll show you later the sort of damage these shots are doing and why I'm certain that air rifles are perfect tools for this type of pest control. Despite the fact it's kicking, it wouldn't have felt a thing. Your brain has to be in one piece and functioning correctly to process pain. And it didn't last long anyway, the kicking. There we go, back onto the feeder, hopefully to get another one. I spotted one creeping in from the back again. Having a good sniff on the ground. We've got one off to the left behind the tree, one off to the right. Usually a stack under the feeder by now. It's not to be today. This one's tending to go in the back of the tree. Is it going to play ball? Certainly looks like it. Can only imagine it could smell the other two squirrels. Hasn't gone to the ground to check them out. Just go around the back of the tree just to be awkward. It's on the ground now. I really want it to sit on that ledge. Here we go. Spotted the ones on the floor. And it's going around the side of the tree out of sight. Well, out of sight of the camera anyway. I can still see it from where I am to the right, so I've got a better angle. It's starting to get rather annoying, this business, of not being able to see properly with the camera. I've already formulated a plan for moving that feeder. I'm watching it, I'm lining it up on it, click a do, and I've taken it off the branch above the one on the floor. Sorry for not getting on film, but my primary aim in this wood is to shoot squirrels. I'm happy with that one, but I'm not happy there's two around the corner of that tree. So I have to break cover in a minute and retrieve them. And just so you can see, that's what it looked like when I went out to pick them up. The one was on that branch above. And that's the view I had of it. I've moved the camera over to the right hand side of the hide. They were both under there. I'm back in the hide now. I've moved them two squirrels. They're under the feeder. In hindsight, I should have just brought them into the hide. Just took them completely away. All three of them I should have picked up. And I've heard noise to the side of me. There's a young squirrel. This is late on in the year. They must have had a second clutch. This one's showing no signs of coming towards the feeder. I only looked out because I could hear the jays going mad. I spotted him. See him gnawing the bark there? Sort of damage they do to the trees all the time. One of the reasons they're considered quite a nasty pest in this country. A lot more bird song. Mid-morning seems to be when the songbirds come out. Crows seem to have had their bit. All the corvids. There's a train line not far from, you can hear the train. There's a hen pheasant. There's a few left over. I do believe it's a close season now. There she goes. Didn't hang around long. The wind's got up now. I've jacked it in. You can see the sort of alleyway I'm looking down, right between the trees. We both had enough. There's my hide. You see the alleyway of trees much better that way. Only got 3. Nothing wrong with them shots. I do believe that's the one that sat on the feeder. Took the one straight between the eyes. Side on headshot. Another one, side on headshot. He was stuck down with a bit of blood there. None of them knew what hit him. There we are, 3 for me, 1 for Bro. Quick shot with a rapid. I go over to see Bro. He's showing me where he hit that one. And the conker in its mouth. I hear the wind blowing a bit. Have a quick look in the back of his wood. Looks like the badgers are in this one. You can see they've been trotting around the place. I'm pretty sure this is badgers. Quite a lot of big holes. Very obvious runs through the ivy. See the little trails going everywhere. Like that one. It was these trails that caused us to have a look around. It's only a small wood, tiny little thing really. We don't shoot in this one anymore, despite the fact the levels were dropping on the feeder. It's never really produced for us. It's much better to put our efforts into somewhere else. Again, you've got more tracks. Quite obvious. Creatures of habit. They have their little runways. Taking a walk now over towards where the lake is. This is the conker tree. Quite obviously where we've put in a few conkers from. When I say conker, it's a horse chestnut. Poisonous to human beings. Quite obviously Mr. Squirrel likes them. Here's some sweet chestnuts. There's a lot of food around this lake. Hardly surprising there's squirrels here. You can see one's been peeling some of his finds on this log. Just ripped off chunks of the bark to eat the kernel. More sweet chestnuts. There's a little one in here. It's quite a small one. That's what they're after. Nice big old tree that. Here's a little tip for anybody who wanted to get their boots off. These old metal gates are pretty good. If you're a neoprene welly like me, can't get the thing off your foot. Make sure you've got your shoes with you. There's a quick picture of Bros with his conker in his mouth. He won't be burying that one today. Warning! Necropsy ahead. Do not watch if necropsies might offend you. If not, then keep watching and see what the pellet did.
First up is Bro Squirrel. Quite clearly see the nice big hole, 2-2 power pel, punched coming out of his air arms S410. See it's bit down rather hard on this conker. See if we can release it. Sure it was going with that, I think it was going to bury it. We won't be doing that now. Looks like he's shouting. So the chompers on that. Don't want to get bit by them. Nasty set of armoury. Or set of weaponry even. As you can see there, it doesn't appear to have come through the other side or done any damage, so I'm suspecting that pellet strike there has maybe gone down into the body a bit, maybe wedged into there, possibly. And here we have the skin taken off and the arm disjointed. The pellet's gone into there somewhere. There's no exit wounds, so I'll have to dig a bit deeper to find it, I think. And here we have it, the rib split open, just for interest's sake. Side on shot on the squirrel, just behind the back leg, just about there. It's the elbow, depending on the position it's in. If you look just there, that's where the heart is. Front of the chest, just beyond the arm. If you go a bit higher, into the lungs, just here. If you want to take it out with a body shot, you've got no headshot available. I'm actually starting to wonder whether this pellet's actually in here still. I think I'm going to miss the exit wound. See the pellet hole went in there. There's a spine directly above it. So that one's caught the spine on the way through. Obviously lacerating nerves and veins, arteries, doing plenty of damage. It's not a brain shot, but a very lethal one.
And of course, once I reviewed the footage, which is after I did the necropsy, I could work out what happened. I thought it was a side-on headshot. But just before he took the shot, only about 4 frames difference, it turned his head to the left. And a few frames further on, he's got the crosshairs on the base of the ear. The pellet's almost certainly gone into the brain at that angle, rather than pass through or gone then into the body, which I didn't realise at the time.
Here we have one of the ones I shot. Quite clearly see, straight between the eyes, straight on shot. Exit wound is in there somewhere. It's probably with its head down off feeding like that. Pellet's gone in there on a line, sort of that way. Straight to the brain, dropping it clean, just the way we like it. You can see the damage under the skin. Absolutely pulverised the skull. It's an 18 foot-pound Crossman Premier. Totally took the cap off of him. Peeled his cap, as they say. Turned the brain to mush. Quite happy with that shot. Here's another one of mine. Quite clearly see bleeding from the ears. It's always a good sign. At least for me anyway, not so much the squirrel. It's quite a bad sign for the squirrel. So what we've done. Where did we hit this one? I've actually slotted it down the ears. There we go. It's the pellet hole. There's the ear. The pellet hole's there, so it's gone in the ear, about there. Let's have a closer look. It's better. So the pellet struck it, right to the top of the brain, the thick part. Front edge of the ear, as discussed in a previous video. I'm quite happy with that result. Here's my third and final squirrel for the day. Again, another nice headshot. Into the brain area. Let's have a little look, see where we shot it. To me, again, nice hole there, round about the ear, front edge of the ear, about there, to the thick part of the brain. Nice big hole there, punched into the skull. All feels a bit flimsy. Hasn't damaged that part though. I think it must have come out of here somewhere. Possibly. Don't believe it would have stayed in there, not at 18 foot-pounds anyway. Could be there, possibly. Yeah, there's a hole there. Another nice headshot. Pleased with that.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.